Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of TCG Talk, back today with another video, and today's video is going to be a little bit different than I normally do. I wanted to do a video where I just discussed other channels and like promote other channels. I always say at the end of most all my videos, like, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe to me, that's fine. Go to another Flesh Bug creator, do the same thing for them. And I say that pretty much in every video, and I mean it. But I was like, you know what? Let's actually show these other channels that I'm talking about. So this video, I'm going to go through, it's probably like a 10-15 minute long video. I'm not going to go through every channel like granularly and talk about everything about their channel, but I'm going to give you a good idea of all the channels that I follow and that I found out to follow. I put out a tweet asking people to kind of show me any channels that they were interested in when it comes to Flesh and Blood, and I even found, I'd say, about 10 channels I didn't even know about. These channels range from, thousands of subscribers, like the big mainstay ones everyone knows, all the way down to like kind of more newer channels like myself that, are still trying to get better. Because what people don't realize about YouTube is channel, like, yes, if someone has a lot of subscribers, it usually means their content's probably good. But like, just because someone has 100 subscribers doesn't mean they're not good. Like, every single channel that you follow that has thousands of subscribers, even millions if you're in a different like industry, started with 100 subscribers, started with 200 subscribers, right? Started with 5 subscribers. Like, so don't ever judge a channel by how many subscribers they have. Like, watch their content. Like, I have 800 and some now. At some point I had 100. At some point I had 10, right? So just keep that in mind. But regardless, we're going to go through this. It's going to be really fun. This is in no particular order. I literally have 40 tabs up right now, so forgive me. I didn't know a better way to do this. Like, to me, this was the best way in my opinion. I could have shown like all their icons and talked about them, but I figured just show their actual channel. First one is Fab Maniac. Fab Maniac does a lot of like gameplay videos, as you can see. It's really good for gameplay. There's not a ton. There are a good amount of channels that do like gameplay videos, but people that are dedicated to doing gameplay videos isn't as like there's very few and far in between. So definitely check them out. Really good. They put out content, as you can see, several times a week. They put out in they put out in week stints where they put out all the gameplays I'm assuming that they had done in the past week or two. And they just recently started putting out a lot more content. So definitely follow them. Give them a look. Oh, by the way, all the channels I'm showing will be down in the description below in a Google Doc. Anyone can view it. Anyone should have no issues viewing it. I don't know how best the better way to do it. I think I might also just maybe put them in the description. We'll see how long my description gets if we do that. I might say like channels below and do like 6 spaces. So when you open up the description, it's going to be really long, but at least you'll be able to see them all. Fabled Hunters is another one. They do really fun stuff. Fabled Hunters is a little bit different. They talk like more of the collection side of Flesh and Blood, more so than gameplay or like stay of the game or stuff like that. They just do a lot of cool like collectible stuff, and they're like hardcore collectors. So if you're into collecting TCGs, collecting Flesh and Blood, like they're one of your one-stop shops for that. And they're really funny people, really good people. So definitely check them out. Next one is Sloop Dupe. Sloop Dupe's a character. If Sloop Dupe somehow watches this video, like my friend, you are a character. I love his videos. He's very like just memey is the best way to put it, but in a good way. Like, really puts a lot of entertainment to his videos, but also talks about the state of the game. His channel really talks about like different cards, like they've gone up and down, like different state of the game and how things are going, from card prices to state of like metas and like reveals and new sets and stuff like that. So he does a lot of different stuff. But if you're wanting to know like the state of certain things that are changing within Flesh and Blood, definitely a good channel to check out. Next one is Spark of Genius. Spark of Genius does a little bit of everything. They do a lot of gameplays, as you can see. They do a podcast. It's really good. So it's more so like a discussion, more so than like a set podcast. They do like set discussions where they talk about things. As of late, they've been doing a lot of gameplays, but they've also done like, different, as you can see right here, like different podcasts, like stuff. They do a lot of different stuff. So if you want gameplay, if you want discussion on the game, good podcast. One of their first videos I ever watched was, and it was one of the first videos they put out, was their podcast with Yuki right here. She was the Canadian national winner with Ice Lexi. They went over her deck and like how she approaches it and stuff like that. So really good with that. Definitely a good channel. And I love their logo too. It's awesome. Steelfer's the next one. See Steelfer a lot in the Ninja channel. Steelfer, if you're watching this, you're a G, really good. He does a lot of like, I guess I would say like event style stuff. So he talks a lot about like competitive play and high arching like competitive stuff that's going on. He's at events, as you can see, he does like shorts at events and stuff like that, and like different things he's doing. But he also talks about like drag, like he does, sleeve reviews. He's done like uprising reveals, talking about it. He talks about like ban lists. And then he did a lot of new player hero guides early on, so definitely check those out. They're really good. Just like a really solid, good player that you want to follow his content because he gives a lot of good opinions. Next one's 983 Media, otherwise known as Instant Speed Podcast with Flake. Flake is awesome. One of the most genuine people in the space. Love watching his videos. Super good dude. He interviews pro players. He interviews like key personalities, casters, content creators. He talks about he's obviously he casts like big events for Flesh and Blood. He talks about the big events. He will stream the big events. Him and DMArmada just recently streamed the Call in Taiwan. So as you can see, like has big stuff on here. He does occasional deck text with like notable people. He's done stuff with Matt Rogers, obviously, like all types of stuff. Mainly an Instant Speed podcast. He's done, Tyler Horspool, one of the original like calling winners, did a podcast with him. Tarek Patel, Red Zone Rogue, all over. Flake's just an awesome person, so definitely check his content out. Like I would check his content out just for the type of person he is, on top of his great content. Arsenal Pass, like if anyone has watched Flesh and Blood at all, you know who these guys are. Hayden Dale, Nationals winner. Brendan, who's won several like big events and placed top, one of the top US players in the United States. Really big, they do focus more on competitive play and they are very high arching competitive players, but they also do a lot of like low level stuff. They do deck techs, it's very competitive deck techs, but they do like stuff that even a casual competitive player, if that makes sense, would be open to. They're not just like high arching, like pros only type stuff. But you definitely can trust their opinions. They do the Arsenal Pass podcast as well. Their Patreon stuff is really good as well. So if you sub to them on Patreon, like they have a lot of like behind the scenes content they do as well. One of the mainstay channels in the scene. Next one is Arc. I found Arc just randomly. I started getting into Icelander. He does a lot of Wizard content. He does a lot of other stuff too, but it's mainly Wizard. Does a lot of gameplays, unboxings, a little bit of everything. But I got into him based off his Wizard gameplay and his Icelander gameplay. But as you can see, like he does learn how to play. He does box breaks, talks about the state of the game, all types of stuff. Does shorts, fun shorts, stuff like that. So he's like kind of a jack of all trades. I personally just found him based off his Icelander deck tech and gameplay. And he's a really good Wizard player. So definitely check him out. Does more than just the Wizard stuff, but that's just how I found him. Then you have Bagel TCG. Bagel TCG does a lot of like tier list stuff. He also does a lot of like deck techs and like budget deck techs, like level deck techs. Really like good general, like easy to digest content. If you're a new player and you're kind of like just wanting to have the easy digest content where it's like, what are good decks to run, what are good, heroes in the state of the game, and he does it periodically, right? Like does May, he has monthly tier lists. Really good for that. So really good channel, really solid channel, especially for new players that just kind of get a hold of like all the heroes in the game and like where they stand from one person's point of view. Definitely a good channel to check out. Then you have next one, needs no introduction, similar to Arsenal Pass. One of the mainstay people in the scene, DMArmada, is casted callings, casted. Just arguably one of, if not the biggest personality in Flesh and Blood, one of the biggest, and also one of the super most genuine people ever. I'm in his Discord. He does like weekly Discord tournaments where we do like commoner stuff. We'll do blitz stuff, do all types of stuff. He leaves it up to his following to kind of choose that. Just a really genuine person, and just he creates all types of content. Like I can't even like tell you what he creates because it's everything. He does casting, he does set reveals, he does his take on updated news, he does deck techs, he does stuff for Channel Fireball, he gives you top tier, the top 5 lists, like everything. Like this dude does everything. One of the best personalities in the scene. Definitely check his channel out. Next one is Dozer. Dozer is really simple. If you love Prism, go for Dozer. Dozer is the Prism content creator, similar to like how I try to stick with Ninja for the most part, but he is hardcore Prism. Like this dude will only do Prism content. I don't, other than like I actually can't remember a time he didn't do a video that was related to Prism or Illusionist. But he's the go-to for it. One of the best players, for that hero. Has plays pretty well at like ProQuest events and stuff like that. So definitely check his channel out. Really fun, especially with the new Uprising Illusionist coming out. Definitely someone that you should follow and see what he thinks about the new hero and how it plays in with Prism as well. Fabrica, really good channel, arguably the best gameplay channel. I'll say it, like it's my opinion, right? The best gameplay channel in Flesh and Blood scene. They are so cerebral, but in an entertaining way. They do everything by the book, very well done. Like if you want the premium like Cadillac of gameplay channels, go to Fabrica. Super entertaining. Love their videos. They also do shorts as well. And they had, some life stuff go on that I'm sure you can look at their channel and talk about with the Ukrainian conflict. And they had a lot of the scene get behind them with that and help them out with that. So really good people. Definitely, looked up their channel. Next one is Hometown TCG. One of the first channels I found in Flesh and Blood. They've kind of like altered their stuff as time's gone on. They have like a whole team that does like gameplays and does box breaks and does stay of the game stuff. They have a podcast called Reaction Phase that they do with Kitchen Table TCG that I'm sure you can check out, and we'll get into Kitchen Table in a second. But they do all types of stuff. Like they did a blitz like throwdown. They do deck techs with Icelander with like top people that are like placing well in the game. He likes to get like lately it seems like he likes to get a lot of like deck techs, a lot of gameplays, and a lot of like top players showing their decks. So definitely check their channel out. Really good, and they care about the game. Like you can tell by the content that they produce, they really love the game. And that's a big thing with content creators is just finding people that love the game. And you can tell that everything they make is they're super passionate about. So definitely check them out. Kitchen Table TCG, similar to the Fabled Hunters. Kitchen Table is very much about the collection side of the game. He does do a reaction podcast with Hometown TCG, and they do talk about gameplay and like stay of the game and stuff like that. And he does do the occasional gameplay video and like deck tech or deck like review and stuff. But most time he's talking about like, prints and like prices of cards and updates on each set and stuff like that. So if you're a collector or you like enjoy that side of the TCG realm, right, definitely one of the top channels, if not the top channel to look at for that. And he just loves the game. Really super good, genuine dude, and puts out a ton of content. I mean, several times a day, right? Most of the time. So definitely someone to check out. If you're more just kind of wanting to understand, even if you're a new player and you just want to understand like the price of cards and like where prices of certain things are going and you want to invest your money properly, definitely someone to check out. His Patreon, I believe he has like a Google spreadsheet where you can see like at any time like the price of cards and the trends and stuff that it's going. So definitely check him out. Kugani Gaming, I hope I'm saying that correctly. I apologize if I'm not, if you're watching this video. Originally found his channel as a ninja content producer. He wasn't solely ninja, but he did a lot of ninja stuff. Now he really does, at least from what I know and what I perceive his channel as, he does a lot of like guides. He does a lot of like, deck techs. He does a lot of stay of the games and stuff like that. But he also does a lot of like really in-depth like placements. So like people will give tier lists at their opinions, right? And they're fun, and sometimes it's a high notable player, so you can really take it take it seriously, right? More than just an opinion. But for him, he does a lot of data back stuff where he will get all the placements of all the top tournaments and then give you a tier list based off like the facts of placements. So he's really good for that. You really can take what he says seriously because he does a lot of research, like hours and hours of research. But he also does like deck techs, he does tier lists, he does previews, all types of stuff. So one of the better channels in the scene, really good as far as quality and consistency. So definitely check him out. Next one is Mansaint. This is just like Dozer, but for Levia. Mansaint is the Levia player, arguably, in my opinion, one of the best Levia players in the world, taking a hero who most people would perceive as one of the worst heroes in the game and placing well and winning with her. and doing really well. We'll see how he does this week at the Pro Tour. But he does deck techs, he does gameplays as of late. He's been doing a lot of tourney practice for the Pro Tour. But he's the Levia content creator. If you love Levia, if you love Brute, if you love like that shadow type gameplay, check him out. Like one of the best, if not the best in the scene for that. Outcast Haven, one of the funnier podcasts in the scene. They also do gameplays, but gameplays and podcasts, funny group of dudes that are they're characters. Their stuff is entertaining, not just for the type of content they put out, like what you're looking for, but also their personality types. And we need more people like this in the scene just to kind of give some entertainment to a card game, because that can be hard sometimes, right? Is making card games seem like lively and fun at times if you're not like a super passionate fan. So they're definitely someone to check out. Their gameplays are really good as well. So definitely look at their channel. Push the Point, one of the most criminally underrated channels. I don't understand how they still have 600 subscribers. Like they should have thousands. One of the funnier podcasts. Like these guys are characters. They are hilarious. Their banter is awesome. How they interact with each other is awesome. They do deck techs from high arching players that are doing really well. They do gameplays, really smooth gameplays, as you can see right here. Ooh, excuse me, really smooth gameplays. Definitely check them out. They should have more following than they do. Criminally underrated, so definitely look at their stuff. Red Riot Games, really good for gameplays. They do tournament hosting, stuff like that. They also do other stuff like My Hero Academia that they've done. But they do a little bit of everything, but they're mainly Flesh and Blood. And yeah, they do a lot of deck techs, a lot of like a lot of gameplays mainly as of late, so you can kind of see like, different things that are going on with gameplays. Red Zone Rogue, again, similar to DMArmada, similar to Instant Speed Podcast, similar to Arsenal Pass, like one of the primary Flesh and Blood creators, does everything. Does deck techs, does stay of the game stuff, does casting for major events. Does like a lot of like artwork based stuff and a lot of like other different stuff in the game, interacts a lot with our people in the community. Just talks about everything. Like if you want to know about anything Flesh and Blood, go to this creator. Like I can't even put him in a box of what he creates, because he creates everything. Really good. One of the mainstay creators in the scene. Definitely check him out. Like it's a must. Like one of the first people to sub to. Team Covenant, they are not mainly Flesh and Blood, but I wanted to put them in here because they really support the game. They do a lot of deep stuff. Like they do all card games. So like they are not just Flesh and Blood. Please know that. Like if you look at their recent, this is a Flesh and Blood, and then this is a Flesh and Blood. And if we can see one more. So yeah, they do a Flesh and Blood like once a week. But they do like 4 or 5 hour streams, and super like followed channel. Really a lot of people, love their gameplays and love how they support different TCGs. I'm just putting them in here because they do support the Flesh and Blood scene a lot. Both of them have played at events. Both of them have placed at events and done really well. So definitely a channel to check out. If you just love TCGs in general, follow their channel. But they do Flesh and Blood stuff too. Card guys, really top players making top decks and top gameplays. Like these guys do a little bit of everything. They have their own league or Fab League that they do, like they stream gameplays of. They talk about like top decks from top players that are placing well. Back in the ProQuest season, they were like every time someone placed at a top event, they did like after event deck tech like at the event. So they did some really cool stuff with that. Definitely one of the top like channels in the scene for like top players, like just sharing their content. So definitely check them out. Really good stuff, and they post so much like all the time. So really good. Then you have the Combat Chain, one of the best, again, incredibly underrated channels. They do amazing content with their podcast. Really consistent content too. All of them just good people. Definitely follow their content. Like Pat and his crew should definitely, have more of a following than they do. If you love podcasts, if you love general content, if you love gameplays, if you love them talking about like the competitive state of the meta, like, and you want really good people who have really good head on their shoulders, then definitely check their stuff out. Really good to look at. So we have about 10 to 15 more channels. I'm sorry this is long, but I wanted to make sure everyone got their look. So see, these are some of the channels. Like some of these I know, and then some of these I got off Twitter. So like they're newer channels for me. So if I don't know everything about them, please, forgive me. But I wanted to definitely highlight them. You got I'm just gonna call you Mobo. Mobo does he started his channel back up recently. And has done he does a couple of different videos a month, talking about like the Kano bands. He does a lot of Wizard stuff, talking about a lot of like the new set reveals, talking about box breaks. Definitely a newer channel, but someone that, again, like I told you, 97 subscribers, people would see his channel and be like, oh, he doesn't, like, he's not that good. But like, that's not how this is, right? Like, this is a new creator doing really good stuff. Definitely check him out. Please go down the link below and follow him. Because what you don't understand with creators is when they're making more, when they're early on in their creation process, like that motivates them to make more videos, right? Is to see that success and see that sharing. Dead Summer Art, this was also suggested. He does like lore videos. Like, I can't even explain it. Like, I'd have to actually, like, I don't know if this is gonna work, but you can't hear the sound right now. But like, he does like monologues of like lore of going through like a battle or wraith or whatever, like almost like short stories, and it's really freaking awesome. And he does it like once every couple months. It's not gonna come up a ton, but it's so good. And definitely, like, if you just like cool little like content like this, like definitely check his channel out. Really good. We have GoAgainZ or GoAgain Gaming. Does a lot of different stuff. Super consistent. Does a lot of streams where he cracks boxes, where he talks about decks, where he does all that type of stuff. Newer creator for me. Definitely checking out more of his channel. But someone you all should definitely check out. Really consistent person in the scene right now. Flesh and Pod, I have heard of them and I have followed some of their channels stuff. Definitely a good podcast to follow. Again, I love podcasts. Every time I drive to work, I'm listening to a podcast, and they're one of the better ones. So definitely check their stuff out. They put out stuff pretty consistently, like every week or two. So a newer channel that, again, for the amount of content they put out and the quality of content they put out, underrated and how many subs they have, and they definitely should have more. So definitely check them out. Then you have Lore of the World. Again, new channel for me, was suggested on Twitter, but does a lot of consistent different types of content, as you can see. Talking about state of the game, like stuff going out of print, like new set reveals. Talking about like the new Guardian of Everfest, right? Definitely like state of the game style stuff. Excuse me, I did not sleep well last night. But yeah, definitely a newer channel to definitely check out. Hopefully he continues to grow. We need more channels like this to kind of, get as much flesh and blood stuff out there as possible. Then you have Lucille Defidia, which is French for Iowa Fidia. They are a French channel, so if you're French out there, definitely check them out. They also do English streams on Twitch, so go in their description and look at their Twitch as well. That's what she said they did on Twitter. I checked out some of their stuff. I took French for a decent amount of time. I would not say I'm fluent, but I'm good enough to where I can watch their videos and still like enjoy it. But they do English stuff on Twitch and on Twitter, so please go to their stuff. Even if you aren't as appealed to the French side of things, go in their description, follow them on all their platforms, and they do other stuff that's English related as well. Then you have Goblin Reserve. Again, a new channel for me. Is a couple who is doing really fun, this like really, how do I put this? Like really down to earth and relatable content, like super opening when you go into their channel. Like some people like, and I've done it too, where like you're a content creator and you're trying to be all, happy and like be all like for the camera or whatever and like really put on a show. They're just like casual people in a good way. Like they just do really great content and they make you feel at home when you're at their channel. They do a lot of fun stuff. The way they interact with each other is hilarious. The banter and like how they talk to each other. Just really good channel. I haven't watched everything they've done, but I really like their channel so far. I'm really enjoying it, so definitely check them out. Then you have Melody Likes. She is kind of a personality in the scene that's really starting to get going up on Twitter. I've interacted with her a lot. She just started her new channel here a couple weeks ago. I think she has one other channel, and I'll try to get that and I'll update and put it in the description below. She's doing with a friend, but she's just started up her content now, is already getting really good views and already really good subscribers. And she's just super active in the scene. Like someone you should definitely follow because she's always interacting with other people, other players, like playing and talking about the game. Just really good, like advocate and ambassador for Flesh and Blood. So definitely check her stuff out. Then we have Capitalo. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm just going to call it Cap. Cap is really good as well. He does a lot of different stuff, as you can see, like best hero and commoner Commoner Pummel Dash. Did a lot of Commoner content recently. He's done gameplays. He does box breaks. He does predictions, all types of stuff. Really good dude. I'm pretty sure he's at the Pro Tour this weekend. So definitely check him out. Really good stuff. The Brewtap podcast, they do a lot of like shorts related stuff, which sounds weird at first, like maybe if we want to follow them or not, but like I like stuff like this because like when you're scrolling through your feed, you can see like quick cards of the day and see like quick interactions with them. It's really good. And they also do occasional like videos in between their shorts related content, but I want to put them on here because they're different, but everyone's viewing different types of content, so definitely check them out. Fresh and Buds, another podcast that's really good. They also do other stuff as well, but they're mainly the podcasts that they've done. Really good podcast, and I could never follow enough podcasts, to be honest with you. So, but they do all types of stuff. They even do occasional gameplays as well. So if you like just ingesting Flesh and Blood content, definitely check them out. We're down to our last 5, y'all. Roundtable Wraith, they do a lot of different stuff as well. I like their stuff because they've done like top deck techs with people who've placed high at events. So if you want to see what kind of like the thought process behind some of these top decks are, they do really good stuff with that. And mainly deck techs and gameplays, but their deck techs are with the players who piloted those decks, right? That placed really well. So definitely check them out. Skiboot Skeleton doesn't do just Flesh and Blood, but he does do occasional Flesh and Blood stuff. Definitely someone he followed my channel recently. I followed him back and been checking out his channel. Again, not primary Flesh and Blood. His Flesh and Blood stuff really has came as of recent, but someone that, if you like TCGs in general along with Flesh and Blood, definitely check him out and follow his stuff. Flesh and Pod, we talked about, I believe, yeah, I doubled up these guys, I think. Okay, then we have that Geeky Guy. Gosh, why did I screw that up? Really fun channel, really open and inviting person that has done a lot of different stuff. He's done like gameplays. He does, deck techs. He does state of the game. He does, just talking about new things that are coming out, all types of stuff. Like if you want to know what's going on in Flesh and Blood, check out that Geeky Guy. Really good channel to follow. Definitely, look at his stuff. And then finally, Fab Foundry, really good channel as well. They do gameplays, they do like events that they run, and like tournaments and stuff. They do deck techs, a lot of different stuff for this. But before they used to do a lot of like box breaks and box openings, but now they've kind of got more into like streaming their like league stuff, which is really dope. So really good gameplay now. But they still do box breaks and things of that nature. Still do deck techs. So definitely check them out. Really good as a whole. But yeah. So that is the video. I didn't know a better way to do it, but I wanted to get each channel to get its day. I didn't just want to put icons up. So if you're still here through all this, I really appreciate you. Y'all are awesome. Definitely go down in the description below. Check out these channels. Support them, love them. Get more people who watch this game. We need more people like this, right? We need more people to create content so other people can see this game. And I just really appreciate everyone who gave suggestions. If I did not get to your channel, please link it down below. Please comment below. We need more people seeing your channel as well. Just please thank you so much for everyone who supported me and supports these channels. We really appreciate y'all, and y'all are amazing. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time on TCG Talk. Thank y'all so much.